Hi, in today's video I would like to show you my new nursery tables. So the season is just starting here in North Hungary. I just finished these new nursery tables and I would like to show you the details, how we set it up, and maybe I can give you some ideas about how to grow your own transplants in your own garden. So let's see the tables. And before that, I just would like to mention that if you are new to gardening and if you would like to start growing your own seedlings, transplants for the season, there are two key factors. So first is light. So if you are growing indoors, that's really nice. So you have really good temperatures for the plants, but for sure you have to add some kind of light for the plants, because in most of the cases they will not have enough light inside the rooms. But if you are growing in a greenhouse or a hoop house like I do, then in that case the light will be enough for the plants, but you will have to put some additional heating for the transplants, because in this time of the season it might be not warm enough for the plants. So in my case I have to use some additional heating for growing my transplants, and that's why I updated my nursery tables. So let's see how they look and let's see what we can get from these new tables. So as you can see here, I have two tables. I have a smaller one right here, and I have a double size table which is exactly double size like the smaller one. So on the bigger table I can fit 8 cell trays, and on the smaller table I can fit 4 cell trays. So all these tables are completely DIY, so I made it from scratch, and let's see how they look. I just sowed the first seeds of the season for transplants this week and they haven't germinated yet, so that's why I'm covering them with fleece right now, because the fleece helps to keep them moist and just helps with the keeping the nice temperature inside. But after they germinated, I will put some hoops on the tables just like I do on my beds, and I will put some hoops and then I will put the fleece or even maybe some plastic on these hoops, and I will have like tiny small nurseries and under the hoops. And during the warm days I will not have to keep them covered, but during the night time I can always cover them up, and in that way they will have really nice temperatures under these small hoops. So as I uncover them, you can see here that I have one layer of plywood which is here, which is 12 millimeters thick, and after that I have just some wooden sides which is 2 inch tall or 5 centimeters, and here I have the sides on all the 4 sides of the table, and the layers inside the table is I have some insulation which is 3 centimeter, and after that we just put down these electric cable for heating. So it's electric heating cables actually, which is 20 watt per meter. And after we fix the electric heating cables on the insulation, we have around 2 centimeters left, which is less than an inch. And in this 2 centimeter layer, I put tile adhesive. You just want to make sure that you buy certain type which is for outdoors, not for indoors, because it can be cold during the winter time, obviously. And it's a perfect layer for this kind of table and for this electrical heating. It's pretty much the same like they do inside houses. So it's a really nice setup, and it's quite cheap, not too problematic and not too complicated to set this up. And obviously, if you would like to set up a system like this one, you will need electricity. So I have this main coming in, and I have the 2 cables coming on both sides for the 2 tables. And if you would like to set it up very professionally, obviously you will need thermostats for that. So as you can see here, I have 2 different thermostats for the 2 tables, so I can use different temperatures for the different plants. So that's why I have the 2 tables. The smaller one will be used for tomatoes, peppers, celery, stuff like that, which needs a little bit higher temperature. You can see right now it's lower, but only because I uncovered it right now. And the bigger table will be for everything else, so I can grow any kind of transplants there, which doesn't require really hot temperatures. And I have these sensors put inside the soil, as you can see. So actually I am measuring the soil temperature, not the air temperature, and it's a really nice way of growing transplants, because what matters the most obviously is the soil temperature for the plants. So we made the previous video 3 weeks ago where I showed you how I built these new nursery tables. They are perfect, I have to say. We have the 2 different tables here. I have the warmer table here, which I use for tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, celery and celeriac. I have some herbs and beetroot here. And on the bigger table I use slightly lower temperatures, around 18 degrees. And on that table I have peas, different kinds of onions and shallots, and I have some scallions. I have all the different brassicas, some spinach, some chard, and different types of lettuces. So we have real nice spring weather right now. So during the daytime we don't need any kind of heating. The greenhouse is wide open. But during the nighttime we still get some mild frosts. So we need the additional heating for the transplants, and they work just perfectly. For the nighttime I use this fleece cover, so I just cover up the transplant this way, and by using this fleece cover it's much more efficient with the heating. So I just use these small wires for the support, and I just cover them with the fleece, and that way it's much more efficient. It's just better for the transplants, but during the daytime obviously we can uncover them, and that's it. So if you would like to grow real nice transplants like I do here, you just need good temperatures, adequate amount of light obviously. So if you are growing indoors, use some additional light, and good quality potting soil and good seeds. Obviously you need to water them quite carefully. They have quite small cells, so they can dry out really quickly. So give a good amount of watering every morning, and if needed during the daytime as well. And if everything is fine, you will have real nice transplants like I do here. And basically that's all there is to it for transplanting. So after 3 weeks of sowing, we can already start transplanting some of the plants here. As you can see, the peas are amazing. They are ready to go outside. And we can start transplanting really soon the onions and shallots. And in around 1 week time, I can start transplanting out the spinach, the lettuces, and some of the brassicas as well. And I will start potting up these tomatoes and peppers. They are really nice as well. And I just sow them in these smaller cells, so they can just start germinating and developing 2 or 3 leaves. And after that, I will pot them in smaller containers, and I will grow them in those ones. And also, this beetroot is really nice. It's ready to go outside. As you can see, the celery and the celeriac takes a lot of time to grow, even as a transplant. So the seeds just popped up maybe a week ago. So they will need around 6 to 8 weeks more to be nicely developed and ready to be transplanted outside, but that's perfectly fine. I just want to start transplanting the celery and the celeriacs in the second part of May. So this is how the season's starting in my garden right now. Hope you are growing some nice transplants and started the season in your garden as well. And if you would like to see more content like this, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, and I will see you in the next video.